Okay, so Star Wars.
Mm-hmm. What is it?
It is a historical enactment of some past wars.
So it's a documentary.
It's a documentary.
Uh-huh.
Well, sort of mockumentary.
It's like Spinal Tap.
Right.
That explains Jar Jar Binks.
Yes, that actually
He was only supposed to be 11 inches tall.
Right. For people who don't know what Spinal Tap is, I don't know either, so...
You don't know what Spinal Tap is?
I know of the phenomenon.
Okay, we're only 7 years apart.
Dude, you gotta recognize that 7 years is a big deal.
Okay, I'll retaliate. I haven't seen Return of the Jedi.
Oh, so this is why we're doing this podcast. Is because...
You know why? I've seen 2 scenes from it. It's a Muppet movie.
It's... I mean, fair.
Right, all right, I'm coming out guns blazing. Let's reel it back.
Yeah, let's reel it back. Okay, so the whole point of this is that, yes, in the past you have taken a fairly contrarian point of view on Star Wars.
Yeah.
And I'm not really sure if you're doing it just to troll people or if you're doing it because you're not interested in Star Wars. But for the other 99.999% of the world, I'd love to get your perspective.
I think you're overstating the amount of people who really love Star Wars.
Star Wars is, okay, the original trilogy, not the prequels.
No, don't get into that. Okay.
No, we have to get into that. That is like part and parcel.
That's part of my problem with it. There was some graphic that was on the internet yesterday, and it was like a picture of Bill Gates and a picture of Darth Vader.
Right.
And then under Bill Gates, it had all of the Windows releases. Windows 1, 2, Vista, 7, 5, 3, whatever.
Yeah.
And then it had the Star Wars 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 7, 3.5, like whatever that is.
Yeah.
I don't understand the chronology of all this stuff. So when we start talking about like, well, the first 3, which are not the first 3, they're really the second 3.
Right.
You lose me on that. But anyway, the question you asked me was, am I trolling people? Or do I genuinely have a disdain for Star Wars?
Yeah. Because I know that you get some satisfaction out of the reaction that you get from people.
Okay, I need to clarify. I work in video games, right?
Yeah.
Everybody, like every year, the Halloween costumes are all... There's a huge percentage of Star Wars things.
I went as a sand person this year.
I love how it's a sand person.
Oh, no, sorry. Tusken Raider.
Yeah.
My bad.
Yeah. A sand person. Yeah. So there's always the Halloween costumes. Yes. There's the figurines on everyone's desk.
Oh, yeah.
There's all those types of things.
No, the geek culture quotient?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So basically, it boils down to like, I'm lazy. And so if you want to poke fun at somebody, it's like the easiest thing to do.
They're everywhere.
So there's a little bit of that.
Yeah.
So when Star Wars 1, which is number 4, whatever the hell it was, the Jar Jar Binks movie, when that came out.
Yeah.
So the original ones in the 70s and 80s.
Yes. The good ones.
Sure. The better ones?
They're much
better.
The
original ones.
They're much, much better.
Okay. And then the second set came out, and I was excited because I was like everybody else in, like when the movies came out. I'm a little bit older than you. A little bit older.
Almost a decade.
But not a decade. And I was around I was a little kid when the first Star Wars movie came out.
Right.
And we all piled into the station wagon.
See, this is what blows me away. This was like literally in your youth. Like, that's why I don't understand.
Oh, we're going to talk about it, my friend.
All right.
So we piled into the station wagon, we went to the movie, and I lost my mind.
Yeah.
Because I loved it so much. Yeah. And we all came home. Yeah. It was the summer. Yeah. And we just like ran around the neighborhood.
With lightsabers?
Yeah, with sticks.
Yes.
That were lightsabers. Absolutely. Wing, wing!
Yes.
Like, until like they rounded us up at midnight. Yeah. Basically, I was wired.
Yeah.
I loved it.
Yeah.
And then I got older.
Yeah, but it was like 3 years to the next film. So how old would you have been? Because the first film, how old were you when it came out? Because that was like, what, 76?
That was 77.
77.
So I was 8.
You were 8.
Mm-hmm.
So you're 11, and Star Wars is no longer interesting.
I think I went to go see Empire Strikes Back. I don't remember.
Empire Strikes Back was the best one.
That was, I will grant you that. That was the best one.
Yeah.
I think I went and saw that, but I don't remember going to see that.
Right.
And then I definitely did not go see the Muppet movie.
Because you were 14 at that age.
Yeah. And here's my thing. So I work in video games. Everyone's a Star Wars fan.
Yeah.
It's fish in a barrel for me.
No, for sure.
Because when The Phantom Menace came out, the first thing, like what happened was, I was interested in how it was going to do.
Uh-huh.
And then an early review came out. And it was like, this turd does not float.
Right.
And so I sent the link out to everybody. Right. And I just said, it's official, it sucks. And one guy who, one of many of the 99.9%,
yes, emailed
me back. And this is where it got too tempting to ignore. He emailed me back and said, just leave us alone. And I'm like, okay, now you're taking it too seriously and I have to. So here's the thing I genuinely don't understand about Star Wars. Okay, so like I say, I go to the movie when I'm a kid.
Yeah.
I lose my mind.
Yeah.
I buy the figurines.
Yes.
I had all the things.
Yeah.
And then I got older.
Yes.
And then I lost interest in that and I went on to other things.
Sure.
Right. By the way, I went to go see Close Encounters of the Third Kind.
Yeah, there was just the one.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
I went to go see that after Star Wars came out.
Uh-huh.
Because Star Wars sold me on the whole space,
Space is interesting?
Yeah, it was science fiction-y thing. So I was like, I'm into this. This is going to be awesome. 2 hours of Richard Dreyfuss playing with potatoes. I was like, I've never felt more ripped off in my life.
Fair enough.
It was terrible. They sold that like Star Wars. They sold it like it was going to be a science fiction movie.
It is a sci-fi movie.
Nope.
Yeah.
It was a...
No. Retroactively, if you were to watch it again, is it still Richard Dreyfuss just playing with potatoes?
Yeah, it's just kind of boring. It's boring. Like, you can't have Darth Vader from the opening scene in one movie, and then Richard Dreyfuss and mashed potatoes in the next one, and then a little bit of an alien at the very, very end. That's all you see. So it's like... And I kept, like, when the movie ended, I remember thinking, like, well, we're 2 hours in. Is this a 4-hour movie? Because when are they showing all this stuff in space?
Where's the space battle?
Yeah.
Right.
No, that's the end of the fucking movie.
Right.
Hated it. Anyway, so.
So, hang on. So, science fiction that is more idea-based is bullshit.
No, not at all.
Okay.
I loved, what was that last one we saw? The one with... where I can't remember anyone's name. Arrival.
Yes.
Thank you. That was very good. That was an idea-based one, right?
So you like that one.
Okay,
but you don't like Close Encounters?
Okay, I'm coming around to my point.
Okay.
I like science fiction.
Yeah. I
actually do.
Yeah.
I like Star Wars. We went to the latest Star Wars movie on opening night.
Yeah.
Rogue One.
Yeah. Which I thought was interesting. I for sure thought that you guys weren't going to come to the opening night.
Oh, no. I want to go.
Really?
I like it.
Were you going for the movie or just to, like...
To hang out?
Be part of the, like, event?
No, I want to go to the movie. I'm really, like... No. The last movie I went to twice.
Right.
The last Star Wars movie I went to twice. In the theater.
The Force Awakens.
Sure, whatever.
Yeah. Say it.
No. But this is my point.
Yeah.
So... I got older. I lost interest in Star Wars.
Sure.
And then I come to work in video games, and everyone's got Boba Fett and whatever on the desks. Yeah. And here's what I don't understand. Why do people still like something that came out in 1977? Like, why is it... Like, I genuinely am interested in why it's still a thing for people. Because a lot of stuff came out in 1970. The Sting... came out in 1977. Corvette Summer.
I can answer.
How come nobody's got little Mark Hamill in a Corvette?
I can answer that entire question with one word.
Yeah. It's going to be a short podcast.
Yeah. Takes a little bit of digging to figure out why, but...
Okay.
Rosebud. Think about it.
Wait a minute. Rosebud. I mean, I know what the reference is, but what, like...
Point is...
Oh, it's a childhood thing.
Exactly.
Okay, so why do people... Okay, so yes, I get that.
These types of things that are, like, dear to us from childhood, it could be baseball, it could, like, be, a favorite pet or whatever, but we grew up with these characters, at like a really important part of our life.
Yeah.
And there will always be an affection for them. It won't like ever just go away.
Sure. I know a grown man whose wife made him the happiest man in the world when she bought him a stormtrooper outfit.
Yeah.
I know another grown man who makes his own stormtrooper outfits and then goes around to conventions and stuff.
Yeah.
There's a difference between this was something that I have things that I really liked in my childhood too. Actually, Star Wars is one of them.
Yeah.
I don't want a stormtrooper outfit. Why that? Why that level of like? I don't get it.
It's so. A little while ago, I was thinking that I don't ever climb trees anymore.
Yeah.
And I used to love to climb trees.
I would pay $10 to see you climb a tree.
It would not go well. Let's just say that. But like the thing is like, that's what it was. Like where I used to live, I would walk through this park, this kids park, every morning, and walk through it on the way home. And I realized by doing that how disassociated I am from that.
Yeah.
And how much fun the kids are having and stuff like that. And that used to be what I really enjoyed. And I think that like, I mean, maybe if I got up into a tree nowadays, it'd be like, well, this is shit. This is just a tree.
What am I doing up here? There's no coffee up here.
Yeah, it's dirty.
Yeah.
It's cold.
I'm a grown man in a tree.
Yeah. But I think the thing is that like, there are things from our childhood that we enjoyed, and because we became an adult, they became inaccessible because it's not, like socially acceptable to do these things anymore.
Like dress up like a stormtrooper?
Like dress up like a stormtrooper.
Okay.
So, or, like, remember the onesies that you used to have as a kid? The pajama onesies?
I want to go on record as saying I never had onesies as a kid.
I don't think I ever had one either.
I think you did.
I probably, actually, you know what? I think I had one when I was really young, because I remember the plastic feet that went over the feet. But there are things that we just lose access to that either we're not interested in them anymore and it's totally fine, or we are still interested in them and we kind of like, it sucks because we don't get to do them anymore because we're adults now.
Yeah.
And that's what wearing a stormtrooper outfit is just reclaiming a part of your childhood.
Let me ask you a question because I'm genuinely interested in this. As a thought, just as you're talking, I'm thinking like, okay, picture your grandfather's generation. Mm-hmm. What did they do? Like, what's the equivalent for them?
Well, they didn't get to do any of this shit.
I know.
No, that's the thing.
We're like the first generation. I would say.
Yeah, like definitely, we are in the first batch of people that are getting to
prolonging their childhood into middle age.
I wouldn't put it that way. I would say doing the things that makes them happy.
Potato.
I think. Well, one is I don't know. I feel like there's like a connotation when you say somebody's acting like a child as an adult, right? It has like
a negative connotation.
Connotation. Thank you very much. Yeah, exactly. And I think that's the problem, is that for whatever reason, we got to a point where we branded certain things as like, you're not allowed to do this. Yeah. For no real reason. Yeah. Like there's no actual reason a person shouldn't dress up in a stormtrooper outfit.
No, don't get me wrong. Like, I'm a guy who's like 47 years old and I'm working on my sleeve tattoo. Right. And I draw cartoons. Yeah. Like,
yeah. So
I'm not saying, but there's a point every now and again where I go, oh, I can't picture Grandpa doing any of this.
No, and they weren't allowed to.
No, and we're soft, and we're like and it's okay. I don't think there's anything wrong with that.
Do you think that like allowing ourselves to do these things that make us happy, regardless of whether or not they're considered juvenile or not, makes us like weak in any way?
I don't think it makes us weak, but I think what I'd say is like, it depends on how you measure weakness and strength. Mm-hmm. But basically, all of our needs have been met.
Oh, yeah,
and I'm speaking very specifically about us in this culture. Yeah. And like where we live and all of those things, because there are many people in the world today who just like absolutely do not have their needs met.
On the hierarchy of needs, Stormtrooper is like way above food and housing.
Yeah, where we get to live a life where it's like those are the types of things like
that's what we get to do with our spare time.
I get to question whether or not I'm fulfilled in my career and making videos.